Did you know that the average email open rate is anywhere from 20 to 30%? Not bad. But did you know that text messages are opened at anywhere between 70 and 80%? It's a pretty huge jump. And granted, text messages are short form messages, but they can be the perfect thing to get your leads and prospects' attention. So today we have a special episode where a friend of mine is going to show you all about a really neat, new, and affordable text messaging software. So let's check it out. Let's do this.
Hello, friend. Thank you so much for joining me today for the Strategies and Systems Summit. I'm Lori Nordstrom, and I'm so excited to be here with you. I love this topic, and it is so important that we do this together. We are better together as we learn and grow and make the world a better place. I'm really excited. I'm thrilled to be able to share with you today one of the systems that I love, and I'm going to share my screen here. Here we go. All right, let's go full screen here. All right. Okay, Lori Nordstrom, that's me again. For systems and strategies. I love this topic. I have been in business for myself for 35 years this year. I started when I was 16, so you can do the math. But I started when I was 16 in business for myself and have never looked back. I've never had an actual job. And I used to say every once in a while when I was having to make big decisions and make changes in my business, I used to say, I don't have a choice. I have to make this work. I can't go get a job. But the reality is that we do all have a choice, and we have a choice daily to decide. We've got a choice of how we show up in the world, how we do business and who we do business with. And I think that's also one of the real joys of doing business. So 35 years in, I've seen lots of trends and styles come and go. I've spent lots of time evolving and growing and changing as a business owner and entrepreneur and human. And a lot of that time I was simply surviving. And then other times I was thriving. And I love to get to share all of that. And as we go through this new tool that I want to share with you today, I want to share with you also some quick ideas that whether you move on and you use this tool, which is BUZZY, that you can see there at the bottom, whether you use this specific tool or not, I hope to provide some value for you today and some ideas that you'll be able to use moving forward. Either way. But of course, I also hope that you will love this system as much as I do. So let's jump right in. And I want to just share with you before we get going, my number one rule in my business. And this has just been a lens for me to be able to look at everything that is presented to me. And what that means is that I even want you to look through this lens today as you see BUZZY and see this opportunity and the 10 ideas that I'm going to share with you, and then everything else that you are looking at throughout the summit and beyond, and make sure that it fits through this lens. Now, my number one rule is that I am always going to make it positive. I'm always going to make it a yes for my clients. I'm big on scripting. I'm big on really having a plan in place so that I know exactly how to communicate to my clients what is in it for them and what the yes is. That does not mean that the client is always right. My 1A, in fact, my rule before the rule is that it has to be a yes for my business and my family. It has to be a yes for my business and my family before I can make it a yes for my client. I will figure out what that is and how to make it a yes all the way around. But my personal values and priorities are going to come first. And I believe that that is one of the biggest blessings of having our own business, is that we get to plan for our personal priorities and values and hopes and dreams. And we get to plan that first. And then we get to build a business that supports those things. So this has just become a non-negotiable for me. And almost always, I would say 99.9% of the time, I have come across it. If it's going to be an objection, if it's going to be a question, if it's going to be something that somebody's going to throw at me, I have scripted it out in such a way that I can answer the client so that I can share with them a very positive yes answer. But I already know that it's going to be a yes for my business and it's going to be a yes for my family first. And I would just encourage you to just put all the ideas and all the things that become available to you just through that lens and make sure that it fits for you first. It's going to be better for you. It's going to be better for your business, and it's going to be better for your clients. If you aren't happy, you can't make your clients happy. And if your clients aren't happy, you're probably not going to be happy either. It just works in a big giant circle. And I know, at least for me, that is true. If I have an unhappy client at the end of all the time and energy that we invest in them, if I have a client that's disappointed in some way, I can't be happy either. And if I'm not happy, I'm not making them happy. So let's make it a yes. Let's make it a positive, and let's figure out how to make it best all the way around. All right, so we're going to get curious here about what is possible. This was one of the things that I think last year, 2020, really opened up for us. We got to choose. We got to make a decision and decide if we were going to sit at home and hide under the covers, or if we were going to get curious about what was possible, of what was still available to us. And I'm so excited that you're here, because what it means is that you are excited and curious about what 2021 has to offer you. And we're just finishing up first quarter here and moving into the year already. It's hard to believe, but I am super excited personally about the possibilities of 2021. And I hope you'll get curious about that with me. I'm going to share with you the 4 questions that I get most as a business coach when I'm working with creative entrepreneurs. Those are typically the entrepreneurs that I love. I was in the photography industry for 25 years, still do some photography professionally. And I started coaching and teaching photographers, and now work with other creative entrepreneurs. But no matter what the business is, at any level, just starting out or $1 million businesses, I get the same 4 questions typically, and we're working on systems for one of these 4 things. It's, how do I get new clients? There's always questions about marketing, always questions on who that person is and how do I show up once I figure that out. The second thing is, how do I communicate better? How do I make sure that the clients know everything they need to know and they get those yes answers so that they come ready to work, ready to pay, right? So that I can serve them well, so that they come and we've communicated all the things along the way. I don't know if you can hear our whistle there. I live in a tiny little town, and the fire department sends the whistle off at noon and at 5. So everybody knows when to go to lunch and when to go home. All right. So number 3 is, how do I save time in my business? How do I get more productive? How do I streamline my workflow? So we want to save time. And then number 4 is, how do I keep clients coming back again and again? I'm going to tell you that for all the years, those 35 years that I've been in business, I've always believed that if I lose a client to a competitor, for example, if I lose a client and I see that they are going somewhere else, even in the years before I was a photographer, I always wanted to look and see where I let the relationship down. And I think that's something really important for us to pay attention to. It's not that typically they found something cheaper. It's not that they found a better quality product. It's typically that we let the relationship down. And in fact, there was a study that was done at the end of 2020, and service-based consumers were asked why they would stay loyal to a company or go looking for another company after they worked with a service-based business. And their answers weren't price. They did not say that was the number one answer. They would go somewhere else. And it was not quality. It wasn't a better product or service. The number one answer that they gave was that I didn't feel cared for. That's why they went out and looked for another company to work with, another business to work with. And that's something that we really need to pay attention to. that if we're not showing up, if we're not serving well, and if we're not following up and caring for our clients, they're going to go looking somewhere else. We all desire that connection. We desire human connection and engagement, even with the businesses that we worked with. And we learned this last year, didn't we? So we've got to put systems in place to make sure that we stay in front of our clients and potential clients. So today I'm going to show you BUZZY and the BUZZY system and 10 ideas that you can use. But before we get going here, I just want to share with you just a couple of those expectations that are out there right now in the marketplace. And that is, they are changing rapidly. Customer expectations are changing all the time. And I mean, they did a fast forward last year. And so moving into 2021, we all have a big responsibility, but also huge opportunity to show up, serve well, and care well. Our clients are craving a better experience. They want everything about the experience when they work with us to be something that they can talk about, something that they can share, a story that they can tell. They want to be well cared for. We talked about that. They want us to continue to follow up with them. They want us to stay in touch with them. The businesses that stay in front of people and stay in touch with their clients are the ones that are going to win the business back again and again and again. And they want real-time communication. They don't want to have to wait when they have a question. We're used to getting things when we want it and, in real time. And that's what they want from us as businesses. We have to have those systems in place to make sure that we can do that. And we are all seeing 10,000 or up to 10,000 ads a day. This blows my mind. And I think this is super fascinating. But when you stop and think about it, think about yesterday and how many ads you can remember. Can you remember five of the ads you saw yesterday? Most people say no. They can't even remember 5 of 10,000 that you are possibly in front of. And so what that means for us as business owners is that we have to start getting really creative about how we're reaching out and staying in front of people. And in fact, Jay Baer, who has written several books and has a podcast and does all kinds of things, you may have heard of him. But he says that we have to start marketing at people. We have to just stop throwing messages out and hoping that they're going to stick somewhere and start marketing with them. We have to start conversations. We have to start engaging. We have to make people feel cared for. Start marketing with them. And then a further part of this, the next piece, is that not just talking to the right people, so knowing who that target client is, but having the right message at the right time using the right channel. And this sounds like a lot of work, doesn't it? But it doesn't have to be that hard. We can make it a yes. So think about this as we go through this. Getting your message out to the right people, the right message at the right time, and using the right channel. And what is the right channel? I'm so glad you asked. I believe that it is texting. And I started using texting for business many, many years ago, but then found a system. And as I was searching for a system, ended up co-founding and creating BUZZY as I just pulled from one system and another, saying it needs to do this and it needs to do this. And why can't this one do this? And why does this one do this better? And so we pulled it all together and created BUZZY. And I love this system. I do believe texting is the right channel. And here's why. What we know today is that about 20% of emails get opened. I think that is a really sad number when we stop to think about how much time we spend creating all of our emails, putting sequences in place, tagging and redirecting, and all the time that we spend putting email campaigns together and even building our list. If you've been in business for any amount of time, you have heard build your list, build your list, build your list. And I had done that as well. I had built my list about 35,000 a few years ago. And I just noticed that less and less people were opening those messages unless it was just some sort of crazy far out title. But even those were getting opened maybe a week later or 2 weeks later or way beyond the time when they could have actually taken action. So emails are getting opened about 20% of the time. And then of course, click-through rates are even way less than that, of that 20%. very small percentage actually get acted upon. And what we know is that 99% of text messages get opened and read. And of those 99%, they get opened in under 3 minutes. Talk about real-time connection, real-time communication. That is real time. In under 3 minutes, they can get your message. 89% of consumers that were surveyed said that they would like to use messaging to communicate with the businesses that they work with. 89% said that they would like to get those messages. I think that's pretty cool. And another thing that we know is that texting is the number one feature on our phones. It is not the internet. It's not social media. It's not gaming. It is texting. I think that's crazy. And then, 89% that said that they would like to message, get text, and 85% of consumers said that they would prefer a text over an email. And another statistic that just kind of blows my mind. Like, this for me is true. If you send me an email, you got to send me a text and tell me you sent me an email. That's just the way I personally am. But to know that companies like AT&T and the last survey that we saw, these surveys are going out and consumers are telling us as business owners how they want to be communicated with. They would rather have a text over an email. And one of the really good statistics here for us as small business owners, this is really good news for us. If you are a small business, that means $1 million or less is a small business. And what we know today is that only 14% of all businesses are using text communication. So you can imagine what that number looks like for small businesses. It's a small number. And so we get to be on the forefront. You get to be one of the first if you start putting a system in place. So, and of those 14% of businesses that are using text, a very small percentage of those are using a two-way system, building relationships. Most of them are using a one-way, here's your appointment time, here's your reminder, here's your link to go to a webinar. They're using one-way communication, and you can't message back to them. You can't send them a question if you have one. And that is one of the things that Buzzy thrives on. We want to build relationships. We want to build that communication, that connection that we all desire, and that engagement that is going to build our businesses. So here's your Family Feud question. What are the 3 things that we never leave home without? If we wanted to just drive in this right channel, answer. The 3 things that we never leave home without are going to be our wallet. It's the money. It's our keys, and it is our phone. We all know where our phones are all the time. If it's not in your hand or right beside you, you know where it is, or you're going to start to panic, right? So why aren't we making sure that we're communicating with people the way they want to be communicated with, through text on their phones? All right, so here is one of the tools that Buzzy has built right in, is a QR code builder. You can send anything with this QR code builder, but what I'm going to have you do is get the summit link for Buzzy, and you're going to be able to get this. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about what that means later. But this is one of the first things you can do. Open up your camera, and you know what? This has a pattern behind it, so I'm going to make sure that this works myself. Yep. Okay. So open up your camera. It's going to capture that QR code and pop open a little message window for you. And when you open up your message window, it's going to populate the keyword SSS for Strategies Systems Summit. And SSS code is going to populate that in there for you. And you just have to push send. That's going to send it to this number. If for some reason you've got an old phone, or the QR code isn't working on your phone, that happens about 1 in 100. You may be that special. But if that happens, just text SSS code to that number. Only that keyword, nothing else. But then you do have that number, and you can message me at any time. I will answer you. I love answering people. I love getting to know you through text. It's awesome. So, but just send that word. That's going to send you a little autoresponder back in under a couple of minutes. And it's going to give you the information for when we're done here, for signing up with Buzzy if you would like to. And then I'm going to tell you how you can get a few little extra bonuses as we go. All right. So I'm going to give you today 10 ideas for answering those 4 questions that we talked about in the beginning, but 10 ideas to grow your business and, of course, to use the BUZZY system. But like I said, even if you choose not to use BUZZY, I hope that you're going to get some ideas and some value here. Okay. So part 1 here is Captivate. We want to get new leads. So idea number 1 is contest. I love to do text to win contest. And what that means is we're going to set up a keyword. It might be winner. It might be chicken. It might be dinner. Who knows? But you're going to set up your keyword that people are going to text to your number to be entered into a contest. With BUZZY, you do get your own business text line. So you're going to get a new number that you own. It's yours for the lifetime of using BUZZY. It's just $10 a month. You get all the features. You even get credits to use to send your messaging out. It's very inexpensive often, to start. But text to win contests are amazing because what it is, we can offer the winner. We can offer them, text to win X. I love to run contests every single month because it's just brand new leads every single month that are interested in winning that prize. And if they're interested in winning the prize, and that is one of my products or one of my services, then I know that those people are at least interested in working with me or more information from me. So I can continue to communicate with them. So text to win contests are going to be number 1. And if you're like me, everyone wins. And so when I do this, if I say text the word winner to win X, I'm going to send it out and I'm going to say, hey, our winner this month is Adrienne Hill. And for you, just for entering, you get X. So it might be you get a discount. You might get a bonus when you purchase. It might be any number of things, but everyone wins. We can send them a little something and we can continue to communicate with them. So that's number 1. Number 2 is your lead magnet. Many of you have lead magnets that are out there. I know most of us as presenters have a lead magnet for you. In fact, mine is here. You can text workbook to that same number. So the number that you just set your little QR code, SSS, SSS code, that same number, you can just text the word workbook. If you're on Clubhouse, text the word plan. I'll let you know when I'm on Clubhouse and we're going through the workbook together. This is a comprehensive business plan. It is for creative entrepreneurs, but it really can work for any business. But this is my lead magnet. And just so you can see how this works and how I can deliver a PDF through text. I can deliver a short video. I can deliver any number of messages, files, links, all the things. I can deliver that right to you, to your phone with just a simple keyword. So a lead magnet is going to be huge. And you want to make sure, if you don't want the business plan workbook, don't get it. That's okay. But here's the deal is that when we are putting an email out there, I don't even know if I mentioned this earlier, but when we're putting an email out there, a lot of times people just have this email that they only go to get their freebies. I do that. I'm guilty. I've got a Yahoo account and all I do is get my little freebies and I never open up an email again from that person. That's sad, isn't it? But this is the reality, the truth. We're all so bombarded by emails that many people will do that. So less people, fewer, you're going to have a smaller list with text because less will put that cell phone number in to get their thing. But you're going to have a more dedicated list, a more dedicated group of people that have told you what that number is to get their thing. And then you can continue to communicate with them. And another thing that I see a lot of people do that do have text plans that they work with, they are sending out the lead magnet, but then those people don't hear from them again until they're ready to promote something. And that's another huge mistake. We want to continue to just drip love, to show value, to really show up and serve any of the lists that we create, whether it's email, text, or however else, our Facebook groups, whatever. So this is my lead magnet, just so you can see how that works. And I do hope it's of value to you. You may have already gotten it over there on the Summit page, but we want to deliver those lead magnets that our target clients really value. So show up and serve them well. Number 3 is partnerships. I love partnering up with other businesses. I also love to partner up with, and I look at 3 different categories for my partnerships. It's well-connected people. It's businesses that are already serving my target client. and it's other organizations where they are spending time volunteering, just spending time showing up, they're donating. I love those 3 different areas, and I want to be partnered up with those people. And some of the things that we can do, we can provide gift cards or get a gift card from them to send out to our clients. We can partner up on a newsletter or partner up on a lead magnet together. Maybe a text to win contest that we're doing, and maybe it's several businesses and everybody's got that text to win out there, that promo in their own business, and we're all coming together to give something of value together. This is something that I did for my local clients in February, the love month. And so I sent out, you are loved, enjoy coffee on us. Just scan this QR code when you get there, enjoy, happy love month. And this was a QR code that I went into the coffee shop and did this with them. And basically they created a tab for me so that when someone came in and scanned, they could get up to $5 on me. And I actually split it with the coffee place. They paid for half of it. So they did that for me because they knew I was going to be sending people in their way. And most people that come in don't just buy a coffee, and they don't just come once. So they were very happy that I was sending people their way. So that's a partnership, something that we can do together. And I would encourage you guys to do. All right, next, we want to make sure that we are communicating well. We've got those new leads going. And one of the things that I love for people to do and to start communicating right away when you get your new BUZZY line, text line, is to send out an announcement. So if you've got any number of past clients, it might be 5, it might be 25, it might be 500, but we want you to send out an announcement to anyone that you already have permission to communicate to via text. I love helping people set this up. This is one of the things that you're going to get if you are a VIP moving on from the summit. You are going to get a training with me on how to set up and send out your announcement. And you're going to get 1,000 bonus credits to be able to do that. Your credits are, each credit sends out a text. And one thing the announcement does, and one thing that I actually did last year in the middle of 2020, was I just sent out a message that said, hey, this is Lori. This is Lori Nordstrom. This is my new business text line. Some people call it a text club, a text hotline, VIP club, whatever you want to call it. But I just said, this is my new business text line. And I just wanted to check in with you. How are you? How's everybody doing right now? And I sent that out, and you would not believe the responses that I've gotten back. And so now I love setting people up with an announcement. And even moving into this year, I mean, even just this last week, people sending out announcements and just calling me and saying, I just cannot believe the way people are responding. And like I said, it doesn't matter if you've got 5 people that you want to connect with or you have 500. The point is that we want to get back in front of people. It's important. We have to stay in front of them, and we have to keep them engaged. So that 1,000 bonus credits you're going to get if you do that VIP option. Number 5 is staying connected. And these words here, we want to use and keep in mind, no matter what you are putting out into the world on social media, in your emails, via text, we want to inspire, we want to entertain, we want to educate, and we want to engage. And we always, always want to add value. So I mentioned earlier, we don't want to just send out our lead magnet via text and then never communicate with these people again. We want to drop some love, and we want to do it often. There are some people, and depending on what your thing is, there are some people that will have a Monday motivational text, or a funny Friday, or a soulful Sunday, or a wacky Wednesday, whatever. And it doesn't have to be something like that, but it can be, maybe you send out even something, a review and reflect at the end of each month, or like a goal planning worksheet at the beginning of every month. It could be whatever your thing is. But the point is that we want to stay connected. We want to keep dropping inspiration or entertainment or education. We want to encourage that engagement and always, always provide value. Number 6, your 6th idea is to continue to build relationships. One of the tools that you have in BUZZY is scheduling out these different messages. You can schedule out birthday message, anniversary messages, a holiday greeting, sending out and just going through and scheduling it out now, where you are sending out maybe even let's think down the road, Thanksgiving. And, I'm so grateful for you. Thank you for being in my life. Thank you for doing business with me. Whatever is your groove and your clients, however you talk to your clients. For me, it would be, thank you so much for being a part of my life. I'm so grateful for you. And I might even put a Bible verse in there, but I'm going to drop that Thanksgiving love and let them know that I'm grateful for them. I'm thinking of you. I told you that I sent out that message in 2020, just as relevant now that we send something out and just say, I'm thinking of you. I'm dropping some love in February. Again, you can send out that announcement that just says, hey, this is my new business hotline. Feel free to message me at any time, but just know that I'm thinking of you. I wanted to check in. And I'm just dropping that little bit of love. You would be surprised at how far it goes with people. So we want to just drop those messages and we can schedule them out, walk away and forget it. That's one of the things that I love about this system. Number 7 is client care, asking, how did we do? Sending out a request for a review. Anytime I personally send out a review request, I always want to also give them a thank you gift. So I'm actually going to send out a text and I'm going to say, hey, I would love it so much if you would take 10 minutes to fill out this information and let me know how we did. Add a testimonial if you would be so kind. It will take about 10 minutes. I want to give them a real time, like how long this might take. And I'll always overshoot it a little bit. So I might say, it's going to take you about 10 minutes. If you'll do that for me, coffee's on me or lunch is on me, or here's a gift card too. And that's always also going to be dependent on how much they spent. So what did they purchase from you? And we're going to gift them in that way. That is a huge part of my personal marketing budget. I know that, I'm going to spend 5 to 8% of every dollar on marketing. And it's not usually on actual marketing. I don't spend a lot of money on marketing, but I do spend money on caring for my clients well. So it's going to be those little gifts of appreciation along the way. And then scheduling the follow-up, scheduling the check-in. Just how did you love everything? How's it going? Are you enjoying this? And just scheduling those things so that we can schedule it, walk away, forget it, but it's done. It's being taken care of. All right. Forbes magazine said a genuine connection serves as the best way for a business to bolster customer loyalty. You talk about clients coming back again and again. We have to stay connected. We have to make them feel special and cared for. So part 3 is automate. This is going to be saving that time. And I did mention before that we could schedule out those greetings and schedule out some of those things, but also automate. Your number 8 is going to be message templates. So in the system, anytime you're sending out the same message over and over again, so it might be directions to work with you, or it might be FAQ or a welcome packet, or maybe a product menu. Anytime you're sending out a message again and again, you can create a message template for that. If you have a product maybe that someone's buying online, you could set up a message template where you are going and you're adding them to the system, sending out a thank you, and you're just going to grab the message template and maybe change up a couple things. That's something that I love to do. I'd like to just grab a template, saves me some time, change up a couple things and send that out and make sure that I'm following up. Thank you so much for your purchase. I wanted to find out how you're loving X. I also am going to go and set up a message to go out later. I think that's number 9. No, that's appointment reminders. But sending out those appointment reminders is number 9. That's another thing that we can schedule and make sure that we have maybe even a series of messages that go out. And then also we want to schedule the next appointment. And I think that sometimes, not sometimes, a lot of times, those of us that are, it doesn't matter what it is that you do. If you are a coach or a service provider or you sell a product, we very often forget to, or we feel like, I don't want to bug people, right? But we forget to set up that next appointment. So as a photographer in the photography industry for 25 years, that was one of the places where I saw photographers drop the ball over and over. And, dentists do it and our oil change guy does it. There's lots of businesses that do it, but why don't we tell people this time worked really well this year? I want to go ahead and pencil you in for next year. And then I can go into my BUZZY system and schedule an appointment reminder to go out. Hey, can you believe it's already been a year? As a coach, I'm going to go send out something that I'm going to tell them, let's do a follow-up call in a month. Let's go ahead and pencil that in, and I'm going to schedule it. I'm going to go into my BUZZY system, and I'm going to send out a message in a month. Can you believe it's already been 30 days since we worked together? Let's hop on the phone if they haven't already scheduled that. And then number 10, that scheduled follow-up. So this is something that is key, and something that I feel like this is another thing where we all kind of drop the ball. Let's say somebody reaches out to you, whether it's email or text or instant messenger, or maybe, Instagram, however they're reaching out to you. They reach out, they inquire about working with you, ask a little bit of information. We send them an answer, and then we don't hear back. And then the next day we don't hear back. And all of a sudden we're going, oh, I don't want to bug them. How many times does that run through your head? I don't want to bug them, right? Well, I'm going to tell you that the business that stays in front of them 7 times later, 9 times later, that is the business that's going to get the job. We are all busy. You are not bugging people. You are caring well. You are serving well. You are showing up. We have to stay in front of people. So schedule the follow-up. So if somebody reaches out to you, let's say it's on instant messenger, they reach out, ask a question. We've had a little bit of communication. I like to get people on the phone. And so I will say to them, can we jump on the phone and, talk about X? And if they say, no, now's not a good time, I'm just going to say, no problem. Would it be okay with you if I follow up tomorrow? Great. What's the best number to reach you? I'm going to get that information from them. I'm going to go to my BUZZY system, and I'm going to schedule it to go out 24 hours from that time to say, hey, it's Lori. I told you I'd follow up with you. So I just want to keep showing up for them. That's something I can go into the system, schedule it, forget it, walk away. And then the next day they get reminded. They have that little reminder that goes out. I call those set it and forget it systems. And this is something that it's been a game changer for me to be able to do this and to know that they are getting that message. It's going to get opened. We know that only 1% of them don't. And it's never when it's a situation like that, when they've just given us their number and we've told them, I'm going to follow up with you tomorrow. And then we do it. So we get to set it and forget it and walk away. And then the very last part of this, before we close up here, is duplication. We want to make sure that we have systems in place that are duplicatable. This is what allows us to keep doing the same thing in our business and making sure that things work. We always want to review and reflect. We always want to say what went well and what could go better. How could I keep evolving and growing this thing? We want to put duplication systems in place. And systems are just processes that we can easily duplicate so that we can delegate and demonstrate the way that we operate. That's my little definition for systems, and just wanted to share that with you today. And again, BUZZY, you can start with just a 14-day trial. That's what got sent to your phone earlier. 14-day trial, $10 a month to get you started. That $10 a month is going to also get you all the BUZZY features and 500 credits monthly that never expire. So you're going to get a new 500 credit drop every month. Those do not go away. We know that some months you're going to need more credits than others. And then as your business grows, you'll be able to raise that monthly expense and send more messages. But you can do $10 a month for as long as it serves you. And it's just such an easy way to get going with this system. And I'm going to tell you that even if you don't have your business fully functional right at this moment, don't let $10 a month be the thing that keeps you from just those very first things that we talked about, getting new leads. You have something magical that you can put out into the world to start attracting people to you. So what is that lead magnet? What is that text to win contest? Maybe you don't even have the thing together yet for a contest, but you could partner up with another business who's got a thing. There's another business who's already serving your target client. Partner up with them and get that thing in front of people so you can start building leads of people who are interested in what you have to offer. So you can do that for just $10 a month. I think that's such an easy, beautiful entry point. And I am also here to serve you. I let you know that once you have messaged me for that, either the code or the lead magnet. You've got that number. So I just want to make sure that you know that you can send a question to me at any time. We also have an amazing customer service team. They're always there to help. And when you jump into that VIP special, you are going to get 1,000 bonus credits and a special training from me on getting set up, getting started, and getting that first announcement out. All right. So circling back, you guys, I told you at the beginning, you wanted to make sure that this was better for you and your business first and better for your clients. So better for your business, you're going to get new leads, better engagement, stronger relationships, a better client experience, talking to them the way they want to be talked to and communicated with, increased revenue, and better insights into your business and what's working. And better for your clients. It is more convenient. There's a lot less effort for them to get in touch with you and get a hold of you. Super easy to engage. They do prefer it. It's the most used channel that anyone is using, and they feel cared for. So I hope that was helpful today as we went through those things. And I'm going to stop the share so I can come back on and talk to you just really quick. But I hope that was helpful, and I hope you got some ideas there today. And like I said, whether you use BUZZY or not, I hope that was of value to you. And if you do decide to use BUZZY, I hope to see you again. I hope to see you on the inside. I do training in our Facebook group every single week. And if once you join BUZZY, you're going to get a link to that and come in and join us. And I hope to see you there. Thanks so much.
You've been listening to the Impactful Entrepreneurs Show with Adrienne Hill, where we support coaches, course creators, and network and affiliate marketers to translate their big picture vision into actionable plans to build out their business efficiently. If you love our show, we invite you to visit buildalifebydesign.com to join the conversation, access the show notes, and discover more helpful resources. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, review, and share. Thank you for listening.